Hey crazy friends,
Hey y'all.
it's Jay and Francis back with Fine You're Crazy. We are really excited today. We are headed out on an epic adventure. We are actually going to get a new truck. Well, a new to us truck. After being on the road for 5 months and about 3 months of shakedown trips before that, we've had a truck that's been great to us, but we've decided that we need to make a little change. And so we have been looking around. We found one that we think fits the bill. It's about 4 hours south of us, so we're on the road, headed down to get it. If everything checks out, we'll be coming home today with a new tow vehicle.
Yay.
So we want you to follow along with us today, and then we're also going to take a few minutes in the video to talk about the two different trucks and why we decided we wanted to make a change. So come along. So we are going down to change out our tow vehicle, and we'll tell you a little bit about why. But one of the things we need to establish first, so that some of the other stuff makes sense, is just a reminder. Some of you, we've said this before, that we are a no credit family. We don't do any type of debt except for house debt, and we've done that almost the full 20 years of our marriage. There were a few years at the beginning where we made some mistakes that we learned from,
Yeah.
but after learning from those, the last 15 years, we have been no debt except for our home. And so we save up cash, we invest, we buy used, especially on all our big purchases. So our camper we bought used, our current truck we bought used, and the truck that we're looking at we're buying used. And that's just what fits really well for our family and our beliefs. So our current truck, we'll tell you about our current truck, which has been a great truck to us. So currently we have an 04 Ford F350 Super Duty, but it is regular gas, single rear wheel, and rear wheel drive only. And it's honestly, it's been a blessing.
It really has.
When we
yes.
bought the camper, we bought the camper first. We were given some great advice that we would pass on to you. If you're deciding between camper and truck first, buy the camper first, because that way you know what kind of weight you're exactly
Right.
dealing with.
Yes.
And
You don't have to retrofit.
Yeah, you know exactly how much truck, because you don't want to buy a truck, think it's going to be enough, and then get there and it not be enough.
Yeah.
You need to crunch your own numbers. We have heard, we didn't have this experience because we bought used, but we heard lots of horror stories about dealers that said, oh yeah, that thing will pull it, and no way.
Didn't work.
So camper first. Most places will deliver. Even the individual that we bought us from was kind enough to deliver it to us, put it in storage for us, so that we could then go find our truck. And so we knew right after spending the money on the camper that it might be a little bit before we could save up enough to get a truck. And then Francis was driving down the road.
Yeah, so I went to Kroger and I was pulling into the parking lot getting groceries and I saw this white truck. It was old, there was nothing special about it. And the funny thing was, it was a Terminix truck. And so it had all of the equipment in the back.
Pumps, the tanks,
Everything.
cover.
It had
You can still see the outline of Terminix on the door.
Yeah, nothing to look at, nothing at all. But I saw on the side it was a 350 Super Duty, and I knew that's what we were looking for.
Yep.
And I saw the price, and it was $4,000. And I called Jay and I said, I wonder if God has given us a truck, that this is going to be exactly what we need. And Jay said, you get what you pay for, Francis. Like, I'm not even coming out there. And I said, listen, you don't know what God can do, so why don't you come on out here? And he did. And we got an opportunity he drove it with the guy.
I took it to my mechanic
It
and he
was
looked at it.
perfect, and we even sold all the stuff in the back, and so we actually made money. He talked him down and then made some money also on it. So it really ended up being a blessing for us because we learned a lot on that truck. That truck was exactly what we needed, and we knew then that even if this wasn't the forever truck, this would be a great truck to start out with. It was right within our budget, and we could learn what we really needed, what we really wanted, instead instead of investing a large amount of money and maybe not be able to get that back and to not get what we wanted. So really starting out very inexpensive and then learning what truck fit our needs has really set us up to make a better purchase now.
Yeah, I would definitely say so.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot from it because we did all of the work ourselves. Like I took all the stuff out of the back, I installed the rails, the 7-pin, like everything in it, and so I mean I really got to know the truck pretty well.
And we're not mechanical, and we are not handy, so just know that all these things can be done. Even if you buy used and it doesn't have everything you want, you can do it yourself. You'd be surprised what you can learn.
Wasn't that bad. We hooked it up, took it on our first shakedown trip, a couple hours from the house.
It's been a great truck.
No big deal. And it has been really good for us this entire time. So, but as we have been traveling and using it, we have found some drawbacks, and some drawbacks that have made us want to change trucks. And there's really two main ones and then a third one. And so the biggest drawback by far has been the fuel. Going from a gas to a diesel. And it's not what you would expect. You hear that a lot of times and you think, well, you get that little extra power from the diesel, you get that extra gas mileage from the diesel. Honestly, for us, it has been the stress and headache of trying to find a regular gas pump that we can get a camper into.
Yes.
It is on travel days. It's
so
longer
stressful.
travel days. It's always the biggest stressor. We tried all kind of different apps and different things to try to find out, okay, is this gas station RV friendly? But most of the time that just means they're diesel friendly. They're not necessarily unleaded
and
gas
RV
friendly.
Are not
you can't
RV
get
friendly.
Into
You can't
them.
get in.
It's
terrible.
a huge stressor. And has turned into a nightmare on more than one occasion, but one occasion especially, it was pretty bad.
It was really bad. We were coming back from a time we actually had to run away from a tornado, and so we were coming back to up in North Alabama, and we're pulling into this gas station. Everything looked good on paper, the app, everything looked great. We pull in, and there's this huge light pole with this big kind of metal cage around it because we weren't the first people to do what happened. As he's pulling in, he didn't see that there wasn't enough clearance, and so literally
I had to S-curve into it.
And of course I'm behind, and we're just pulling into a gas station. So again, we were still not on the phone or our radios, and so he pulls in, and I wasn't able to tell him that his back was not going to clear, and so he literally got stuck on the pole.
Well, not the pole. I missed the pole. I hit the pole by like a half of an inch. But the problem was at the bottom of the pole, they were sticking out about 4 inches from the pole were the huge bolts that hold the light pole up.
Yes, into the cement block.
That is what I got my bumper stuck on.
How do we get
literally
off?
bent part of the bumper, and the bumper was sitting on cupped over the bolt.
Oh, but I had a good idea. Like, I'm not mechanical at all, but it was really I had this really good idea. I said, get the jack and jack it up and then just pull forward. And he did, and it worked. But we are so hemmed in by this gas situation that we're not able to make any time whatsoever because we only do it on
we're doing long stretch. We have to pick stops that fit within what I can fill up for. And so there's been a couple times that we have been in less than stellar campgrounds. The one with the chickens comes to mind. There may have been more chickens at the campsite than there were people. It was
I could not be. We laughed so hard.
So that's the first thing is the gas. And really, like I said, mainly for refueling purposes, even though the other aspects of having a diesel will be super, super nice. And then the second main reason is going from just rear-wheel drive to four-wheel drive. It's one of those things that, you only need once in a blue moon, but when you need it, you need it.
And we've needed it
We
twice.
have, both times that we have mooch docked at her parents, my in-laws' farm, we've gotten stuck. It's fine getting in, but trying to get the trailer exactly situated into the spot that they want in the yard.
We've trenched their yard.
Yeah, it's
bad.
Yeah. That was one of the main things, as well as just getting that four-wheel drive so that when we do need it, we do have it.
Yes.
And then, like I said, the third one is going from a single rear wheel to dualies. That one was one that it's kind of back and forth on. I mean, our rig is not super top heavy. It's extremely long like a lot of the toy haulers are. So I don't. It wasn't a make or break. So that's kind of the old and the new, and why the main reasons we're making the change. So now we're just praying that it works out. You know, we've done all of our research online. I've called friends that are in the business to help me check out the truck. And so from a distance, we've done everything we can do. Obviously, especially buying used, you don't ever know for sure till you get there, put your eyes on it. And so that's the last step. And so as long as everything in reality is what it appears to be on paper, then we're going to be happy campers at the end of this day. So come along with us. Let's see how it works out. Right there.
What do you think?
It's a big truck. That's a big Ford truck.
What you got there, Dad?
Big boy truck.
It is a big boy truck. Nice. Okay, so even though today is all about the truck, we were only a few miles from one of our favorite beaches in the entire world, which is Destin. Jay and I, we have been coming to Destin for a long time together, and there is a little bitty spot that is a hidden jewel that a lot of people don't know about, but a local friend of us told us about this years ago, and it's our favorite restaurant. It's Dewey's Destin, and it's
There
awesome.
are some of those restaurants that, you know, you love them because they're in a great location, or you love them because they have a great view, or you love them because the food is amazing, or you love them because they hold a special moment in your life, or you love them because they catch you so off guard with what they are. Dewey's is
all
every
of that.
single one of those.
Absolutely.
It's in the middle of Destin. It sits on the Gulf with overlooking the water, amazing views. We came here for our 10-year anniversary. The food is the freshest, best crab, best hush puppies in the entire world.
Hot crab dip.
Hot crab dip.
100% gotta have the hot crab
Amazing.
dip. What do you think about the hot crab dip?
It was so good.
Was that the best hot crab dip you've ever had?
Yeah.
Absolutely. It is so good. You have got to come.
Amazing. And then the neatest thing about it is it's just this little dive. I mean, it's a trailer at the end of a dock. They have
and has been for years.
Yeah, when we first started coming, that was it. Now they've expanded. They've got four different full restaurants.
Locations. Yeah.
But this is where it all started, and this is the tender
one that
for us.
holds
So
our heart. So we brought our kids
we were
back.
in striking distance, and so we drove over here for a late lunch.
Because, you know, even when you have business to do and a busy day and long drives, you know, you got to have some crazy fun. So I just encourage you, look around, find a fun place to eat, get some fun ice cream, do something to break up the monotony of the business as usual. Find something fun, an unexpected wonder. And what do we give Dewey's? Do we give it a thumbs up?
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
thanks to the beauty of video editing, it's been about 2 weeks since we purchased our new truck, and we have been thrilled with it. It took about a week to get everything moved from the old truck over to the new truck. Part of that was just because it was also the week before the wedding, and so we had a lot going on. It took me probably about 6 hours, 4 hours, no, about 4 hours to take everything out of the old truck. All of the hitch, all of the rails, all of the camera system, everything out of the old truck, the wiring and everything, trailer brakes, the 7-pin hitch in the back, to take it all out. And then it probably took about 6 hours to put everything into the new truck, put the rails in, put the hitch back in, rerun the camera system, everything. But we did that, and we have pulled probably about 600 miles now, and we are loving it. The truck, it's nice to have that extra power, the stability of the dually. I didn't think I would notice it, but I think I have. It's been really nice. And then the biggest hands down difference overall has been fueling. Being able now to pull into the big truck stops, just pull back where the trucks are. There's plenty of space to pull in, fill up on the go. The family goes inside and goes to the bathroom, fills their gas up. There's no stress, there's no hassle. Everything is so much easier, so much nicer on that side. And of course, the diesel versus the gas. Right now, so far, I'm getting about twice the miles per gallon that I was getting in the gas truck. So overall, we are super, super happy. We're loving it. It's also nice to have the extra seats. The kids love riding in here, and so it is overall has been a great change for us. And so we thank you for following along with us. You go out and have some crazy fun with your family, and we'll see you next time.